All right, we're very happy to have Igor Butman here today. He's visiting from Russia, and maybe a lot of you know about this big concert that's happening tomorrow night. It's called the Battle of the Crescent City. Kremlin meets the Crescent City. I think it's two big bands are going to have a big battle at the at Noga. This was something that was orchestrated by Delphio Marcellus. Ellis Marcellus is going to be playing, and his big band will be playing. So I'll let him speak a little bit more about that, because I know that's the big event that you're here for. But, how about a nice warm?
That's a great pleasure and honor to be here. And it's the first time for me in New Orleans, and it's a long history of me starting playing, starting to be interested in jazz. And the first thing that comes after jazz is New Orleans. So, and I was afraid to come here as a tourist. For some reason, didn't want to go just to see it. I wanted to come and play. And 52 years later, it came true. So we're here, and we're with the big band and with Delphio Marcellus, who I met a few years. I think at Berkeley we met when he was at Berkeley. I think it was the same time. It was great, like finishing when I just got there. But it was a brief meeting, we just talked a little bit. Since then, we've been invited by, I've been friends with Winton Marcellus, who came into Russia in 1998. And he had his performance, and then we had a jam session with Winton, and he really likes some players, and I was one of them. It was funny how he came down from the second floor by stairs in a white suit. Like an angel came down from test. Yeah, we were very, very scared but excited. So we played, and then we became very, very good friends with Winton. And in 2003, he brought my band alongside with his band, and we had a big, but it wasn't a big band bottle. It was not really, I can't say, it was really like, we just did something together. There was written charts for two big bands, and it was a really friendly, not even bottle, but we tried to play our best, and Winton was on great. His band is one of the best in the world. So that's, so then we've been friends with the Marcellus family. I was there for the opening of Lincoln Center, of the Jazz at Lincoln Center, that big venue. And of course, Winton was in Moscow for my birthday, and that was just because I knew that Delphio is a great, first of all, great musician, great friend, and so I invited him for one of our festivals last year. And he heard our band, and he said that he would like to have that do something for us and invite us to the city that we've never been to. So here we are, a few months later. So it says that Marcellus family can keep the word. If they say they bring the band, they did. So it's a great honor for us, for me, to be here. And we're going to have this special concert. We had a concert last night at Snug Harbor with Uptown Jazz Orchestra, but we didn't bottle. We just played a jam station, and it was very exciting to just meet people and talk to them. Some of them were in Russia for that big contest on Russian national TV. There's only one guy from our band who was in New Orleans before. It was Dmitry Butman, who won the competition.
Oh.
We had clinic.
He's with you now?
Yeah, he's with us.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. We all knew that he's going to win anyway. And it had nothing to do with our connections. We're well connected. But no, he's a great guy. He was a wonder kid, and he was joined another orchestra, really famous, the oldest Russian jazz orchestra. He was joined the band when he was 14. So he came to my band when he was like 17, going into 18. And since then, he's been in the band for 15 years. So we really love him and proud of him. So tonight and tomorrow, we're going to have a battle of the big bands. And but it's not going to be winner, it's going to be music and people. That's what I think. Different approach of music that we have with Delphio. I mean, not different, it's all jazz. It's just we play. But it's great because we have arranger and piano player, Nick Levinovsky, who has been with us for 7 years now. So he already did some arrangements for Delphi and the Town Jazz Orchestra. So it's good. We come closer culturally, Russia and the United States, because we have a lot of things in common. A lot of history was made by people that immigrated from Russia. It was made in jazz, George Gershwin and Benny Goodman, Vernon Duke and Irving Berlin. All these people has Russian heritage. And we are, since I was born, from my father, I was just listening, heard jazz, music, jazz. So I said, Daddy, rock and roll. Listen to the Purple, listen how great it is. But then, literally, my interest in rock, went down, and then I discovered Cannibal Adderley, Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, and then Coleman Hawkins, Louis Armstrong. So that the whole history of jazz learned. So that's, I think we'd like to start, like, I wanted to try to play the song. It's Russian work songs. In Russia was slavery, and there was the group of people, the slaves, they were carrying the barge, like a boat on it, and they just had the ropes and they were dragging them down the river. And it's called Volga Boat, not Volga Butman. So I'll try to, I give it already. So it's in D minor. D, G, D, F, B flat, A minor, G, D, G. If not, and then we go to the minor blues. In D minor blues, there's some Russian flavor. See. 1, 2, 1. let's do, no, there's no work song. What is it? Mona? Let's sing. You want to do like I Remember April?
Yeah, together chords. I don't know about heart.
You want to do something? Want to do blues?
No, we can do it.
Okay. You need a music stand?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Angel, like, just go. questions.
I'm curious to know how you, because I remember when you came up to Berkeley, I was around there, and you were a big buzz, and everybody, you know, was where this powerhouse, you know, coming in, and you could already play pretty well when you got there, as I remember, and then you really carved out quite a career, an international career. What were the first steps? Did you go to New York? Did you have to go back to Russia after school? How did your career take off the way and been very successful? Other than the fact that you can play, but I mean, how did you?
Anybody can play.
But I mean, obviously, there's more to just being able to play.
It's, you know, but when I was living in the Soviet Union, the time was changing for better. I mean, there was openings. Some jazz musicians started to come to the Soviet Union from the United States. It was a period when we didn't really have a really good relationship. And it was so-called Cold War, and musically, and we're not that they prohibited us from jazz music, but still was not really was favorable of Russian government at that time, and Soviet government, the Communist Party. But at the same time, because the music was considered better than rock and roll at that time than when I was there, so they really allowed to. In 1974, they opened the jazz departments in some conservatories and some colleges, musical colleges. It's only for music college. And so when I was growing up, there was not that many jazz musicians at all at that time. And I was the only one that was playing something decent. And I was 18 years old. I got into one band. Then because I was really into jazz, American music, so I was trying to meet some American, first all-American tourists and ask them for new CDs or even more for the reeds for the saxophone. And then I was fortunate enough to come to there was a State Department sponsored tour by Chick Corea and Gary Burton, and I think in '92 and '82, and I went there, and first time I sort of organized a jam session with them because it was not supposed to be a jam session. But I said I came to Chick and I said, Chick, you know, there's a few jazz musicians here and we would like to maybe play one blues just to have a memory for the rest of our lives that we played with you here in the Soviet Union. Because really we never thought that we were going to have a chance to come to the United States, ever. And you know, now the young musicians in my band, they're here in the States. They've been here already 4, 5, 6 times, and I was not even dreaming about it. So the chick said, "Hey, Igor, we have like 2 hours to do a jam session, not only blues." So we jammed for 2 hours, and that time I made a little impression. But my saxophone was always very sharp, and some friend, and I heard that something is wrong, but my friend would say, "Ah, it's too flat." So I was putting my mouthpiece in further sharp. But anyway, it was really terrible. And then in '83, Gary Burton came with his quartet. And they already tried to talk to the American embassy of trying to get me a scholarship. I mean, trying to get me to Boston to study at Berklee School of Music with a full scholarship. And they were very enthusiastic about that. They all came to me and said, "Igor, man, we're taking you to the United States." And I was saying, "Guys, you just don't even, why are you so excited? It's not going to happen." Like, "Well, you don't know, we're going to call this guy, we'll go to State Department." You know, like 3 days later, they all come to me very, very sad. It's not possible. I said, I don't even feel bad because I knew that it's not going to happen. But during the period when I left, finally for some, I left in Soviet Union because it's opened up. In '87, I already played with Dave Brubeck, who also was coming, and all these great musicians. They was very nice to us and very generous to play with us on jam session, on some meetings, and they were also very curious about what going on with the jazz music. So I was playing with Dave Brubeck, with Grover Washington Jr., with Pat Metheny, and you know, the Russian translator, she came to me and says, "Igor, they call you some name, but I don't know if it's good or not." I said, what name? They say they call you mother. So I don't know, was it good? I said, it's okay.
Yeah.
And so when I came in '87, so Gary Burton kept his word, and I was to study at Berkeley with full scholarship. So then I've been playing, and then I went to Philadelphia to see Grover, and then we played, and I played with him at JVC Festival in the 89, and 88. And he offered me to send some of my composition to him. So and invited me to play his record, Then and Now. And actually, two compositions I wrote for the Berkeley class, for the harmony classes, 251 for that progression. So I wrote one song called French Connection. He liked it and recorded on his album. So if you study and you have to write something, maybe someday you'll pick up your tune. And so then I was playing with Gary Burton for a little bit. Then I put together my band, started playing at Riles, some club, the Regatta Bar. I would say that for me, maybe I'm thinking back, I'm like, trying to analyze what happened good and what could happen better, or what not happened. It was maybe I was trying to be like a leader all the time. So maybe if I joined some well-known band or some well-known leader and learn from him, maybe it would be a better experience than try to be just a leader myself. So that's a thing that I would suggest everybody not to how do you say, rush to have your own band, and you have to have your own band. You have to write your music and create something with your colleagues and young musicians. But also, if you can get to the band that's really experienced, with a band leader who's really known, so you get to know the world, the music, the stage, how to run the show, all the aspect of. Because jazz is also a show. I mean, jazz, if you're playing a concert, you have to know how to put the songs in order. You have to know what you play, how to play, what do you expect from your musicians, what do you want to ask them, what you don't have to ask them at certain points. So it's really a lot of work and a lot of experience. So I was trying to be a leader, so that wasn't doing me good for me at that time. So then I went to New York, but I had a great band with Rachel Z. I played with Volker Musto, these guys, and Jeff Keezer was playing with me, and Roy Harvey was coming to me, hey man, why are you calling these Italians? Man, I'm a trumpet, man, why are you calling me for a gig? And now I'm asking, why didn't I call him for a gig?
That's funny.
Anyway, so then I went to New York because Rachel Z went to New York, some other my fellow Larry Greninger went to New York, the bass player who was playing with, at that time, with Gary Burton and different bands and playing a lot with me. So I went to New York, I played there, I worked in Lionel Hampton band. Also I worked in a Russian restaurant where you play not your favorite music for 6 hours. It's also experience. But a lot of the musicians that now very known, like Seamus Blake, he was also working in a Russian restaurant because Alex Sipagin, the trumpet player, took him there. And then I started going back to Russia, which changed from Soviet Union to Russia. It totally started different. It was we're a weird time, but again, it's open up. Everybody can come there. You can be paid in dollars. So I brought my friends. I brought Joe Locke first time, then Joe Calderazzo, then Eddie Gomez. So I was bringing them to Russia, and we played festivals or concerts. I had some friends who were sponsoring. So, and then it's actually I got married on a Russian lady who I met in Moscow, and she didn't get visa, so I ended up staying in Moscow. And I organized festivals. I opened a club. So I used all my experience that I got here in the United States, in New York and Boston, and different places. And I knew that there's a really big interest in jazz and music in Russia. People, even in the Soviet Union, there was interest, but now it's even more. But you have to bring a quality jazz, like a really good one. If you play not very good, then it goes down. It goes down. So, and then all of a sudden there's really a lot of things going on. Now then I put together a big band for the jazz club because if you know, the Village Vanguard has a great big band since 1960 something, and with Mel Lewis and Ted Jones, two great musicians, arranger and trumpeter and great drummer. So when I opened the club, I said we're going to have on Monday night we're going to have a big band. I know many musicians. I know another great arranger who already did some of the charts especially for my band, for this new band. And since this is 15 years of our band, and now 15 years later we're in New Orleans playing Bottle of Big Band with one of the greatest jazz musicians of all time. So that's how it happened. Then finally I met Russia's two presidents, Bill Clinton and Vladimir Putin in 2000. I played for them, and all of a sudden Bill Clinton really liked it. I don't know why, but he's every interview he says that I'm his favorite musician. I was telling, yes, you have
your influences.
Huh?
Your influences.
My influences, I would say from Cannibal Leather, first one, because I was playing alto. Then I think everybody. Like I love Stan Getz, I love Coltrane, I love Sonny Rollins, I love Michael Brecker, I like the guys like Joshua Redman, Chris Potter, some of the older guys, Lester Young, and George Coleman, I really love, and Hank Mobley. So basically all of them. And trumpet, I love Freddie Hubbard.
Yeah, what do you think about jazz nowadays? Do you think it's not as popular as it used to be?
I know it's not as popular as it used to be, but we have to change it. We have to make it, but we have to work on that. Like we have to really just by saying that we're playing jazz is not enough to make it this popular and or get interest. But when really, some of the greatest jazz musicians who are known and have a name, and plus they play great, so they always have full houses and they're popular. I don't have to name all the people. That's what it is. It's not what you play, it's like how you play. I think, and it's not only me, it's got to be the whole band should play like that people will like it. I think everyone in his like musical collection has to have jazz music, pop music, whatever. You don't read one book for one author, so you can read drama, you can read some, what do you call it, suspicious
mystery.
Yeah, it's different than drama.
Well, they say the only time you hear jazz music on the radio is around Christmas time.
Where?
Jazz on the radio.
In Russia or here?
In America.
But all radio plays jazz. All the radio stations play jazz.
Well, they say on the regular radio stations they only play jazz around Christmas time.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they do the rest of the year?
So when you were younger, you said your father was a big influence on you.
Yes, my
How did he
father
get a hold? Was that still the Soviet Union at that time?
Yes, it was still Soviet.
And how was he able to get? Was he able to get like recordings and records and things like that?
Then we had one recording of Leningrad Dixieland Jazz Band. I say so, right?
All right.
In New Orleans, right? And really small, like a mini record, like a Ella Fitzgerald.
45s?
That's about it. Also, there was a Louis Armstrong, but I'm not sure if it was a full record of Louis Armstrong.
And that's what influenced you, that's what inspired you to play jazz?
That's what we have. That's what my father was saying. That sometimes you can hear some jazz in the movies. But then I went to the college where I was studying classical clarinet player. And then I met some guys that was playing piano. So I was like listening to them. I was listening to rock and band. But then there was a place where they smoke. just a smoking room. So they had a piano, they played there. I was like really excited. And another thing, I was playing guitar because I was interested in rock, so I played clarinet and rock on guitar. So I went to this art center, and there was a rock band, and I wanted to join that rock, I wanted to play in that rock band. But they had no vacancy for the guitarist. They said, well, there's a saxophone. So I picked up saxophone and barely, I was a clarinet player, so I played something. And the teacher said, I don't know how you play clarinet and how you're going to play guitar, but you can be a very good saxophone player. So it's, it went back to my mind. So I went into college, I saw these guys playing saxophone, and it was very exciting. So I switched to saxophone in college. I went to the jazz department. I said, they said, okay. And then I met my teacher, who was really a great saxophone player. So he gave me the recording, and then I just stopped with rock immediately. I still love Deep Purple and all that. I'm not saying that it's good. I still do, but I stopped that and then started playing jazz. And my father was very happy. I was very happy. And then I was practicing on the saxophone like 3 hours a day or something. So.
Was there one particular recording that just shocked you into just going into jazz?
Yeah, Cannibal in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
So then I transcribed all the solos from there. Then Cannibal at the Lighthouse. And then all the then record. Clifford Brown and Sonny Rollins, where they play Walsall. And then Coltrane plays the blues. And then Mel Lewis and Friends with Michael Brecker and Freddie Hubbard. So that's the records, the first one. Oh, and also, a friend of mine asked me, because in the college, people were interested, and there was one guy was selling on the black market the LPs. So he gave me a bunch of LPs. So there was a double album of Herbie Hancock VSOP, the first one, with 3 different groups. And I listened, it was great. That's one of the most. Plus Wes Montgomery and Jimmy Smith. The dynamic duo of that. So that's the record.
I think that's good for young people to know, because we have it's so easy to get information now. At the internet, and you Spotify and Groove Shark or whatever. I mean, you have access to worldwide music. But it wasn't that easy. Especially, it couldn't have been that easy in the Soviet Union.
It was very hard. I was just lucky that I was surrounded by people, but I really don't want to know. So that's why I was there. That's why I got some recordings. Some people were giving me to sell the records. I never sold anything, but they were giving to me. So I taped them on my reel-to-reel. So then I listened to some of the other, some great recordings. Then when I started working, I was buying. So one record was about 50 rubles, and I was making 180 rubles a month. So a third of my pay was. So I can buy 3 records.
Wow.
3 LPs for my pay. But thanks to my friends from all over the world, so when I met them, they sometimes send me a record or bring something. And we met some good guys. I was giving us Finland, from Sweden, from the United States. Should we play some more? Blues.
Yeah.
Traditional blues first.
That was good.
Second line. And then I'm going to play with first and come.
Just stay in B flat?
Yeah, before I come in.
Okay.
We get the groove. And then we can go to the solos a little bit later. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
before we wrap things up, man, why don't you tell us a little bit more about tomorrow night? Is it going to be two separate big bands playing at the same time, or just how are things going to unfold tomorrow night for your concert? Or do you know?
I think we're definitely going to do one song in two big bands. So maybe we'll split the charts.
Wow.
Or play the two bands at the same time.
Fit two big bands on one stage?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like they play a song, so we have to pick up who's going to start first, because they start first. We can play, we can do the strategy. It's a battle, man. It's friendly, but
two rhythm sections? Two
rhythm sections, two pianos, two basses.
Wow.
From each side, 5 saxophones, and we have 3 trombones. I don't know how many they have.
Wow.
Also, 4 trumpets. So I mean, maybe we'll do songs like we play the melody, and then the guys from the band will do some duets and bows.
That's interesting.
So they have a great trumpet, all the great improvisers. We have the guys in my band are all great improvisers as well. So, so there's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. And I know you have some CDs out. You don't have any today, but you'll be selling your CDs tomorrow.
Yes.
What's your latest project that you're working on?
We did the record of our pianist Nick Levinovsky, but it's under his name, Nick Levinovsky, and Igor Butman, and our orchestra. With he was the one guy who also influenced me very much. When I was very young, I went to his concert, and like in Leningrad, where I live, we didn't like people from Moscow. Not that we didn't like, but we thought they were really ignorant. And, they're like what we were thinking. What do they think about themselves? I can't believe, especially in the jazz world. So we had our guy who we really loved, and his name was David Galashukhin. So some of my friends said, "Let's go. We're going to hear this band from Moscow." I said, "I'm going to go, but this band is no way as good as our guru David." But then I came the first note they played. And since then I was really fan of this guy, and I joined his band in 1984. But when I heard him first time, I didn't really just started playing sax.
Wow.
6 years later, I joined his band. And I was traveling with him a lot, and we went even. It was very unusual. We went to Germany for the festival, and we went to Yugoslavia. And so he's now lives in the United States. Okay. So I left Soviet Union first, then a couple of years later, he went to the United States. Because it was very hard situation economically in the Soviet Union, because all the old system was breaking up, the new wasn't there. So he left. And now he's with my band for 7 years. He lives in New York, but he comes to Moscow and plays. And plays with the band. So we did his project from all the way back. He was into fusion, Chick Corea and that type of some of the weather reports. So that type of music he arranged for the big band. And we had some special guests like Dave Weckel and Mike Stern, those people, and Tom Kennedy on bass, and we had Randy Brecker on a few songs, and on one song we had Bill Evans on saxophones. So it's a new fusion jazz. It's acoustic jazz.
Is he the primary arranger for your big band?
Yes, now he is.
Okay.
We had another arranger, but he unfortunately passed away. He was really great, one of the best world arranger.
Cool.
We really liked him. We were supposed to do something together with him, but he unfortunately passed away. And that's one of our latest recordings. So we're going to the studio to record some other things of my music, but also arranged either by Nick Levinovsky or some other guy. And with the singer that we have a great singer. She's half Russian, half Dominican. So she's very talented. We're going to do record guitar.
Great.
We have a CD with Winton is playing, and another CD with Randy Brecker, the special guest, and Sean Johnson. So we have 4 big band recordings. One is alive, where we played Scheherazade by Rimsky-Korsakov, arranged by Nick Levinovsky. So he writes a lot of arrangements. We work really hard. I mean, there's so much music, like we did the Mussorgsky. So I'm giving him idea, we work, and then he's really great with that, really fast. So we're doing Mussorgsky, Paradin, lot of music writing, great, Herbie and Wayne Shorter and Miles, Coltrane. That's very good. Yes.
What time is the Battle of the Big Bands tomorrow? What time?
8.
8.
There's some flyers now up around that you can get some more information about it. And-
Well, maybe it's early.
Okay.
Yes.
Check it out.
Yeah, and I think Ellis.
You get if you will be you get right in the middle. If you come.
Right.
Right there. Right
I think Ellis Marcellus is going to be a guest
Yeah.
also.
Do you think there will be another John Coltrane or Miles Davis again?
Definitely. Definitely. They're not going to be playing like John Coltrane, but they will do something for music like that. Because there was Bach, Mozart, there was Shostakovich, there was Prokofiev, there was Stravinsky. There's great composers to come.
When is it gonna happen?
We're working on it.
Maybe it has already. We haven't. All right.
Well,
Well,
in another 10 years, I think. You'll be there. Me too. And I think everybody
Would
will.
there be another Elvin Jones or Tony Williams?
Yeah, but maybe it will be different. Maybe not better technically, but maybe it will be something different. You see, they just created some music that we really accept, and we're now saying that they're what they are. But we have to look for another perspective and think that this life is still going on. 100 years ago we were riding horses. Now we're flying airplanes. So there's got to be something, and the talent is there. Maybe someone that it's just more musicians and more in different places playing jazz music. So it's really, it's like I was the best saxophone player when I was 18 in Soviet Union, but it doesn't, I was only one. That's why. So now it's many Elvin Jones, but it's just they have to find the type of creative group that will be there, that will leave something for the future. So we just have to wait, and maybe you will be one.
I just noticed that the jazz greats, they had their own voice. That's what made them different. They had their own voice.
But they will come, we're going through the stage where we really play really technical, we're going in technical stuff, just technical challenge. They were technically the best on those days. Not only what they play, but how they play, technically. So people now technically can maybe play better than Elvin Jones, but that's not the main thing. Now they have to find the music.
I just feel like he revolutionized jazz drumming.
He did, but not only him. I'd say Buddy Rich revolutionized. They did, and other guys in Philly Joe Jones and Tony Williams and Billy Cobham and all the they have their own stuff that they added to the music and to the master of the instruments.
cool. Do we have any other questions? Pretty good? All right. Well, how about a very